Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing something deeply personal with you. My life story, a story of mistakes, struggles, and redemption. A story I hope will help many of you, especially the earth, afraid traps I fell into. Please listen closely, because this is real and it is my truth. Part 1. Childhood, a loving beginning. I was born into a family that loved and cherished me. I was the pride of my parents, and I knew no pain. They raised me with care and matured me with kindness. Life seemed perfect, but as you will soon hear, things changed. On part 2, you will listen the fall begins. Drugs and bad influence. As I reached the end of primary school, I started to stay. As I reached the end of the primary school, I started to stray. I met the wrong friends and fell into the world of drugs. That seems like funny at first, became my nightmare. Slowly, I lost my way, and the child my parents raised was no longer the one I recognized. Part 3. High school trouble, the dark path. High school wasn't any better. I found myself surrounded by bad influences. We drank, smoked, and ignored all of the warnings from teachers and parents. I rebelled. I didn't care about my future anymore, and with every bad choice, my dreams became a distant memory. Part 4. Leaving for the city, a deeper fall. I left high school with no direction. At just 18 old, I moved to the city, hoping to find a better life. Instead, I ended up in a world of lies. The city in the darkness, the streets, the alcohol, the women, they all promised me happiness, but they only gave me emptiness. Part 5. At 30, returning home, losing my inheritance. By the time I was 30, I had lost everything. I returned home ashamed, with nothing to show for all the years I'd wasted. I sold my inheritance, the land my parents had left for me, for a fleeting thrill. In just 1 month, it was all gone, and I was left with nothing but regret. Part 6. At 40 years, regret awakens. At 40, it hit me hard. I saw my peers succeeding, building families, and making something of themselves, and there I was stuck, watching the years slip by. I felt deep regret for the choice I made, for the opportunities I let slip away. It was a hard period to swallow. Part 7. At 45, seeking love, facing rejection. At 45, I thought I could still turn things around. I met someone I truly wanted to be with, but when I shared my past with her, I was rejected, and I understood why. My past was too dark, and I couldn't hide it anymore. I faced the truth. My mistakes had caught up with me. Part 8. At 48, creating my YouTube channel. Now, at 48, I've decided to turn my pain into purpose. I'm sharing my story on this channel, hoping it will help someone. I want to reach the youth and tell them not to make the same mistakes I did. It's never too late to turn your life around, and if my story can save just one person, it will all be worth it. Now, let us start on the first part. Part 1. My conception and birth. A welcome the soul. I was conserved in joy, in love so deep. Songs were sung before I could weep. My mother held me beneath her heart, while my father praised me right from the start. Love is rose like morning dew. Soft voice whispered, a child is so true. They dreamed of me with stars in sight. My name was spoken with pride and delight. No tears of regret, no shadow of shame, only warmth. When they called my name, I was the hope their heart had known, a seed of promise, lovingly sown. From womb to world, they called for me with gentle arms and heart full of joy. They watched each kick, each thin beat, counting the days till we should meet. At birth I came, the world stood still, with joyful cries that gave them a thrill. The sky looked brighter, the air was kind. A miracle child they longed to find. Songs of welcome filled the air. The elders gathered with love to share, blessing rainy like the morning light, as I took my place in their delight. Part 2. Natural childhood up to primary school. I grew beneath a loving gaze, in tender arms through year days. They feed me kindness, clothed in care, each little step met with a prayer. My mother sang as she looked me near. Her lullabies drowned every fear. My father put me dreams to chase. He would lift me high with proud embrace. I knew no hunger, nor harsh tone, for love and warmth were all I would know. They taught me words with patient grace, and wiped each tear from my young face. Each birthday brought a cake, a song. They made me feel I did belong. They'd clap when I would try to walk, and smile to weep when I could talk. We'd sit beneath the stars at night. They'll tell me stories pure and bright. They taught me kindness, not to fight. They greet the world with a heart so light. They come the days of learning new, with uniforms and morning dew. They walked me to my classroom gate and told me, son, go shine to create. A pen in hand, I faced the sun, a child with dreams just known begun, not knowing where the road would end, but sure of love that would not end. Part 3. The fall begins. Drugs enter my path. As the primary school came to an end, I lost my way. I lost a friend, not someone else but my own soul, a gentle heart now filled with horrors. I met with peers whose eyes were dim, whose words were sharp, whose hearts were grim. They laughed at rules and mocked the wise, and I, so young, believed their eyes. They showed me drinks, they showed me smoke. I thought it funny, just laugh and jokes. But slowly by slowly, with a sign, I left the light I thought was mine. I broke the truth my parents gave and walked the edge of a silent grave. My joy grew cold, my grades went down. The smile I wore became a frown. They called it cool, I called it life. Yet inside me was glowing strife. My dream began to fade to dust, replaced by idols I would trust. I knew the rules, I knew what's light, but I chose shadows of light, and from that point my steps would stray into a world that leads astray. Part 4. High School Trouble, but a campaign in the rebellion. High school came with the gate so wide, but I walked in a way with plied misplaced inside. I joined the clown that mocked the rules. We smoked and drank and laughed at school. We skipped the books, we thought the truth. Our every night a feast of wood, cigarettes lit, with both passed. We chased the dark, we ran so fast. I found a gang, or they found me. In a foolish act, I thought I would be free. We stole, we lied, we lived in games, no fear of God, no sense of shame. My teacher warned, my parents cried, but in my heart the truth had died. I thought I was gone, I thought I knew, but I was blind, my word untrue. I faced suspension more than once, and each return came with my parents. My mother wept, my father played. They saw the child they raised betrayed. One day they asked with pain so low, "What did we do to make you fall?" Their words were knives that pierced my chest, but still I hid behind my jest. Part 5. Leaving school for the city a day before. With just 1 year to finish school, I dropped my books and broke the rule. I packed my shame, I left in haste. I ran to the city, chasing waste. No plane in hand, no dream in sight, just empty nights and neon light. I walked through a street that knew no peace, where pleasures, cold and hope would kiss. I meet the night with hollow cheer. In a place dark, I killed my fear. I meet the night with hollow cheer. In a place dark, I killed my fear. The woman laughed, the recall poured, and in the aims I threw a sword. But deep inside my soul grew cold. Each moment brought each lie I told. The city sang a deadly tune that turned my mornings into ruin. I saw my young slip through the cracks, no turning point, no looking back. What once was hope had turned to haze as I got lost in sinful days. Each night I sold a piece of me to feel alive, yet not be free, and through my past would something, and through my past would sometimes knock. I drown it into voice with every shock. Part 6. Returning home, losing my inheritance. At 30 years, I lost the thrill. The street grows cold, the night stood still. I had no joy, no place to go, just finding bliss in the years of woe. I stumbled back to where I'd been, to the field of the earth, now losing the sin. My parents' gate I closed once more, but not the child they knew before. With hands not weak and soul worn down, I come not proud, but with a flown, no wealth, no work, just empty eyes, and memories stained with past goodbyes. I sold the land that bore my name, the only thing of worth I will be crying. I spent in a foolish way, on a fitting night and careless days. And in a month it all was gone, like a morning mist before the dawn. My soul cried out, but none could hear, for I had spent my every tear. The ones I loved now looked away, ashamed to see me waste and astray, and though I blessed I didn't live with nothing left to lose or give. Part 7. At 40, regret awakens. At 40 years, my pace grew slow. My eyes began to truly know. I watched my age mates rise and shine, while I sat lost without a line. Some had homes and children too. They arrived their dreams I once outgrew. Their names were known, their past were bright, while I still stumbled through the night. I saw their cars, their calm and grace, while I had a shame I couldn't erase. I thought of young I threw away, and the night I turned into decay. Regret became knocking, cold and clear. It whispered truth I feared to hear. I saw the seeds I failed to plant, and every crust I used to chant. The faces of my mother, father, rose like flames I couldn't smother. Their hopes, their tears, their broken trust now haunted me with bitter dust. And in the mirror I saw a man, still blessing but without a plan. I asked myself with a trembling tone, Is this the end to die alone? Part 8. Seeking love, facing rejection. At 45, I started to change, to break the past, to rearrange. I longed for love, a partner true, to breathe a life beginning new. I found a soul so kind, so fair, with ears like piercing and flowing hair. I dared to dream, I dared to speak. My heart no longer felt so weak. But when I reached with trembling hand, she looked at me and took a stand. I've heard your past, I know your name. Your path is lined with ash and shame. Her words were sharp, but not unjust. She feared my scars, she lacked the trust. I saw the wall between our hearts, put long ago by my own stars. Not just her voice, I faced them all. Their whispers cold, their judgment told. They knew my sins, they knew my faults, and none would help me stand at all. They saw my curves, they saw my lack, and turned away, not looking back, rejected not for who I am today, but for the mess I made yesterday. Part 9. Creating my YouTube channel to inspire the else. At 48, I rose once more from broken dreams and shame I bore. I chose to speak, to breathe the shame, to turn my scars into someone's again. I started small with just my voice, to help the earth we make wiser choice, eternal both from truth and pain, to warm them not to walk my reign. With every video unfold, the chapter of a life grown cold, not for pity, not for fame, but to give my wasted years name. I shared the night I lost my way, the years I threw my soul away. I speak of drugs, of pride and fall, of fake delight that steal it all. I tell a friend who now are gone of times I wished the sun had shone, of women, streets, and poisoned dreams, and how they tear your soul in streams. I beg the earth, thinking while it is day, don't let your purpose fade away. Use your time, protect your name, avoid the traps that lead to shame. Now every view, each comment shared, reminds me that someone out there cared, and if my past can change a fate, then it was not too late, too late. So, like, subscribe and share my pain, so someone else won't die in vain. Let this old voice light up the earth with every broken hearing truth. If you're watching this and you're struggling, I want you to know that you're not alone. Don't let your mistakes define you. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Comment below if you have any questions or want to share your story. Let's build a community where we lift each other up. Thank you for listening and watching, and remember, It is never too late to change. Rita Sostene. Bye bye.